that we got to talk about was also given to us by Andy. The movie is Angel Heart, released on March the 6th of 1987 on a budget of $18 million, and it brings in $17.2 at the box office. Oh. So it lost a little bit of money. Directed, and the screenplay was written by a man named Alan Parker. It stars Mickey Rourke before he looked like a fucking Bratz doll.
Yep.
Before all the plastic surgery and Mickey went to shit.
He went into boxing. That's what fucked him up, didn't he?
That and a lot of plastic surgery. Stars Mickey Rourke as Harry Angel. Lisa Bonet as Epiphany Proudfoot. Charlotte Rampling as Margaret Kusmark. Stockard Fontenot as Ethan Kusmark. Brownie McGee as Toots Sweet. Great blues man name, by the way. Michael Higgins as Dr. Albert Fowler. Dan Florek as Herman Winesap. Dan Florek later went on to be Captain Kragen on Law & Order SVU.
Oh, okay.
Pruitt Taylor Vance as Detective Dimos. I really didn't have a problem with seeing a fucking morbidly obese Louisiana cop. Now that we talk about it,
honestly, it just looked
sweating
apart.
profusely.
Yeah, sweating fucking lard. And finally, rounding out the cast, we have the great Robert De Niro as Louis Cypher. If you couldn't fucking get the telegraph of the name, I don't know what to tell you.
This movie actually somehow my ad blocker, because I went on Pluto TV to watch it. And right when they were introducing De Niro's character, it was supposed to go to the first ad. My ad blocker and Pluto got into a fight. Now the movie won, and it played ad-free the whole time. However, the time was stuck on like 9 minutes. So I had no idea how long this fucking thing was. And I kept pausing it just to take breaks. Because this movie, I needed breaks.
Okay. So, Harry Angel is the movie's set in 1955.
Yes.
Harry Angel is a private detective in New York City who's hired by an attorney, that Winesap, okay, on behalf of his client, Louis Cypher. Figure it the fuck out. Okay?
Figured it out early.
Yeah. Come on. But to be fair, I'd seen this movie before.
I've never did.
Okay.
I never did.
So, Louis Cypher hires Harry Angel to find a crooner. David Fortune. Or no,
Johnny Favorite.
Johnny Favorite.
That's it.
Johnny
Favorite.
Johnny Favorite. David Fortune was a fucking wrestler character I had at one point. Johnny Favorite. So, the movie follows Harry as he's tracking.
Well, we the reason that he's hired is because this guy owes Cypher a debt.
Yes.
And he has a suspicion that he got injured in a war and is in a hospital upstate, and they nosed around and they think they're falsifying records, so that's where they send him first.
Yes. He goes to a hospital upstate, and the record shows that Favorite was transferred out of the hospital in 1943.
Correct.
12 years ago. However, it's written in ballpoint pen, and ballpoint pen wasn't invented yet.
Correct.
Yep.
And Harry, being a good private dick, figures that out. So he tracks down Dr. Fowler, who signed the order. Turns out Dr. Fowler's got a crippling fucking morphine addiction. Harry breaks into his apartment, and opens up the fridge, and there's like 6 or 7 bottles.
Like what we would have for like beer in the fridge. This guy has morphine bottles.
Yes.
And they're not tiny.
Nope. And he opens up a desk and he finds an unloaded gun and a Bible. He didn't open the Bible.
Correct.
Which was kind of telling.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a talk with Dr. Fowler, and then he says, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get you what you need. I'll get you your fix, and yada, yada, yada. So he goes out and Harry goes back out into the streets and, doing a little bit more digging.
Yes.
Comes back to see Dr. Fowler and finds Dr. Fowler with his head splattered across the pillow.
Correct. Right eyeball.
Yep. He unalived himself with the gun. Now, Harry opens up the Bible and sees that it's hollowed out, and that's where the bullets were. Shawshank Redemption moment.
Yeah, well, a little bit.
Salvation lies within. But now Harry's wiping everything down as he's leaving because he doesn't want his prince there. Smart man. So things go on.
Well, this is when he says, I want the fuck out.
Yeah. He meets up with Cypher, and Cypher's talking about how the egg represents the soul and things like that. And come on, people.
His nails.
His nails and the fucking pentagram ring should have been a dead goddamn giveaway.
Yeah. Well, again, I'll wait till the end. But
Yeah.
Okay. So now Harry wants out, and Cypher ups his money. He gives him $5,000.
Back in 1955. Holy shit.
That's a lot of money. So now the trail leads Harry to New Orleans. Well, but before that, he goes to a blues club and he talks to the
Spider.
To Spider, who was the band leader. Or no, that was in the
he
old
was the
age
drummer.
home.
Spider was the drummer.
Okay. He talks to Spider, and Spider sends him to Louisiana to find Toots.
Yeah, because that's when he said that he was hooking up with some voodoo lady there, and she went south, and he followed her.
They also had to go to Coney Island, do some digging there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the nose guard for no fucking reason.
What the fuck?
And then those shields were a thing back then.
Yep.
I've never seen one of them in my life.
So now we're in Louisiana. And it's Louisiana. What are you going to do? And this is when we meet Epiphany Proudfoot. Her mother was the voodoo woman that Johnny was messing around with.
Correct.
And some things go on. And
When did he go to the fortune teller? Was that before or
That-
after Toots?
that was before Toots.
Okay.
And he sees the fortune teller, and he starts asking the wrong questions and saying the wrong things, and she throws him out.
Correct.
The next time we see her is no bueno. But we meet Epiphany Proudfoot and her kid, and she got the gris-gris. She's doing the voodoo, and Harry goes and sees Toots at the club he's playing at.
Correct.
And somebody leaves a chicken foot. And Harry follows him into the bathroom because he's not getting the answers he wants.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody leaves a chicken foot in the bathroom. And that's a sign to Toots that keep your goddamn mouth shut. So he goes back.
He gets thrown out.
Gets thrown out of the blues club. And then he follows Toots. And he ends up back at where the Proudfoots are.
Yes.
And this is when, they're doing their voodoo dances, and she cuts the chicken, and yada, yada, yada.
A few titties are shown.
Yes.
She was only 19 when this was made.
Yeah, and this got her thrown off the Cosby Show.
And you know what's funny? I'll talk about it at the end. Because she actually talked.
That hypocrite.
But she asked Bill his advice, and he told her to go for it.
Yeah, I guess NBC wasn't too happy because it was shortly after this that she was gone from the Cosby Show.
Yeah, because I actually read right a couple weeks before the release, TriStar said, you got to cut some footage out or this is going to get an X rating.
Yes. In the scene we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So we see all this go on. Now the next thing we see is Harry's back at his hotel, and this is when the cop shows up.
No. He follows Toots back to Toots' apartment. And this is what I don't understand. I don't understand why he attacked him so fucking viciously. Like the guy had his key in the door. It's an old man.
It all comes together at the end.
Yeah, I know, but he took him in there and kind of roughed him up pretty.
Well,
damn
no,
good.
Toots started it though.
Well, okay, but still,
because he snuck up behind him. You don't sneak up behind a guy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and it all comes together at the end. We figure out everything. They put a nice little bow on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he beats up Toots a little bit, and then we find the fortune teller with her.
The cops show up.
Yeah, because of he took his number. He said, if you remember anything, he shoves it in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up to the cops being there.
The cops are just in his fucking room.
Right. The cops are just in his room, and somebody killed Toots.
Yeah.
And
how'd they kill Toots?
They cut his dick off and shoved it down his mouth.
Exactly. Suffocated him with his own dick.
And now the fortune teller is also dead.
Correct. Because he goes back there.
He goes to see her and sees her laying there with her fucking heart cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what he's. No, that's not yet. Because he goes to that horse race where he runs into that big Mahoff who paid the money to get Johnny out of the hospital and brought him down south with her. And that's when he goes when he starts hearing something or seeing something, he gets sick and goes to the bathroom.
No. That's after he finds
Yeah.
Okay, because you're right.
Yeah. So we find the fortune teller dead.
Yes.
Her heart's been cut out.
Correct.
Now we have the scene. Okay. Epiphany comes to see Harry at his hotel room.
Who was 17 in the movie?
Yeah, 17 in the movie, and she's talking about how she's got a kid and it was immaculate conception or whatever.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, well, not really immaculate, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And Harry says something about you got getting impregnated by a spirit. She says, "Why? It was the best fuck I ever had."
Yeah.
And things go on. Harry ends up banging Epiphany, which is going to come into play later. Now he goes to the horse track, and he meets Ethan,
yes,
who is the fortune teller's father, and this is when the gumbo thing happens.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking to him, and Harry's starting to put two and two together at this point. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Cypher's made his way to Louisiana.
How about that, amazingly?
Yeah.
Well, he had an appointment in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, he had an appointment in Baton Rouge.
And he met him in a church.
Yeah. And he was admonishing him, don't be cursing in a church.
Yeah, don't curse in the church.
I thought that was funny.
I got it instantly. I got it instantly. But anyway, so everybody that Harry comes, every time Harry gets a little closer, the person that's bringing him closer to finding Johnny meets a horrible fucking death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to put this together how it happened. When did he realize that somebody had his dog tags?
He didn't until... No. Hang on. Ethan tells him about the dog tags in the vase.
Correct.
Okay, so now he goes back again to the freaking.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Like he gets told that Johnny swapped souls with just some random soldier.
Yeah. In Times Square.
On Times Square on New Year's Eve. And those dog tags are sealed in a vase
in Margaret's.
Yes. Margaret's apartment. So Harry goes back, finds the vase, smashes the vase, and sees that the dog tags are his. Now he puts it all together. And he goes back to the hotel room. Epiphany's dead.
Yes.
And the very calm police are there.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. And is this your gun in her snatch?
That was.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. And she's wearing his dog tags.
Yes. But by this time, he's also had his final encounter with Louis Cypher.
Correct.
Lucifer, if you haven't fucking figured it out. And that's why he was in a church. What was Lucifer? A fallen angel.
Correct.
Okay? He God's favorite was cast down. Anyway, so he figures out that he is Johnny and Johnny is he. And every horrifying death we've seen has been at his hands.
Correct.
And now he goes back to this is when he goes back to the apartment and sees Epiphany dead.
Yes.
Who was she to you? She was my daughter.
Which.
Yeah. Wasn't even gonna fucking pull that out.
But then,
Then the kid's there.
yeah, the cop pulls the baby out of the bathtub and the glowing eyes. And, it was, well, it wasn't immaculate conception, but it was conception via Lucifer.
Yep. That comes through
I know.
the mics.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was the kid, Harry's grandson, is the son of the devil. And that's how the movie ends.
Well, with him going down the elevator.
The long elevator
Him
shot.
going down the elevator to hell.
Hell, yes. Yes.
A lot of imagery in this movie, a lot of dogmatic imagery, religious themes.
Yes.
Was an interesting watch. What do you give it?
Well, I gotta say, I'm gonna tell you this right now. As soon as he had that first meeting with Cypher, figured out the twist, and I'd never seen this before. I figured it out right then. Even strange enough, I was telling Lisa about it. Lisa figured it out just by me telling her about it. It wasn't. And again, after that, after you kind of know if you know it in the very beginning, honest to me, it's just like the movie was
ruined the whole fucking movie.
It really just kind of plodded along, and there was a lot of the director put a lot of stuff, and I don't like it when they put that extra shit in movies that has no bearing on the movie, like the tap dancers.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
is up with
again, I don't, and there are scenes that are really good. When he first goes into Margaret's apartment, he's looking around, he picks up the bottle and shakes it, and then puts it back.
Yeah.
Now, it's great that they were in there because that means something then. Picking up the Bible in the doctor's office and not opening it. Yes, those scenes, that storytelling mode I love. And the rough cuts in this, they were really rough cuts where it just went from scene to scene.
Yeah.
With no
transition.
No transition, nothing. Though again, so I'm gonna say, I can understand why it didn't do very well. It's not that good a movie. It's very predictable and kind of plodding along. And even the acting is very, I want to say stale. Even De Niro didn't do the best.
Yeah, this is one of De Niro's weaker performances.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it the sideways thumb.
Okay.
See it if you're a fan of De Niro or a fan of Mickey Rourke. But
But there's better stuff.
there's better stuff. If you want to look for an occult movie or something that just wants to, that. And again, I also felt the tone of the movie. Strangely enough, I had to take my jacket off watching this. It was so fucking hot. Jesus Christ, this is a human movie.
Yeah, very human movie. It's Louisiana.
You can feel it though.
Yeah. What about you, Jim? What do you say?
I'm going to agree with everything he just said. I figured it out right after the first meeting where the fuck it was going, and I did enjoy it. It wasn't plotting for me. I actually watched it. I actually bought it on Amazon for like $5 because I like to have records of what we watch. I figure, you know what I mean, if they're good. But I watched it twice. But it's getting the sideways thumb from me because of it was so damn predictable.
I got you. This isn't the first time I've seen this movie. Things to do with the occult, I'm always down for. And to be honest, other than the predictability aspect, De Niro as Louis Cypher is one of my favorite cinematic depictions of the devil. I really like De Niro as the devil. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more development and a little less predictability in it. But you can see the plot twist coming a mile away. What was that art house movie that we watched? Oh, Donnie Darko.
Yep.
This is Donnie Darko, but less pretentious.
Definitely.
And it wasn't horribly acted, but there's better stuff out there from Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
There's better stuff out there from De Niro. Lisa Bonet was hotter than a $2 pistol at this point. But I agree. It gets a thumbs in the middle as well. Not quite a home run, Andy, but it was you eked out a double.